Realistically, folks, you can be eating a very healthy diet and you can be out running the roads in the gym every night of the week, but you can still be a very sick person. It is not just about food. While food is important, and yes, food does change our life when we take it into our system, there's a little bit more involved than just food. Our state of mind, which is what I want to talk with you this evening, your mindset, your state of mind, your mental state, your emotional state. This has as much a role, if not more of a role to play in your life, in your success, in your health, in your recovery, in your healing, in whatever you want to achieve in life. Your mindset plays a pivotal role. So your mental state, your emotional state, on a day-to-day basis has a direct effect. Your very thoughts, how are your thoughts right now? So if you're out there and you're thinking and you're negative, well, you've got to get rid of that negative approach in life. You've got to get rid of that negative thinking, and you've got to embrace what life is all about. It's about living. Now, the thing about it is that when I talk about, I've come to this conclusion based on my experience that, as I said, food is more than just the food we eat. We are continuously digesting our emotions, digesting our thoughts and our feelings and our perception. The science and the evidence is there right now to show that what you are thinking right now, you are signaling every cell of your body with that thought. And that signaling is actually activating a biochemistry pertaining to what it is that you're actually thinking, what you're believing and what you're perceiving. If you're feeling negative or thinking negative, if you're told that you are no good, that you'll never be good for anything, that you're a failure, if you're told you have a situation or a condition that can't be recovered, that can't be healed, if you're told that you have this condition for the rest of your life, if you're told your business is a failure, it won't be a success, your marriage or whatever the case may be, if you buy into that perception, that means you're not in control. That means then you're allowing outside influences to, influence the way you behave and think and feel. When that happens, then you're indicating or signaling, as I said, to your body a program. You are programming your system, and when you start to signal and create that mind program, that based on your perception and thought and feeling, when you create that program, that signaling to your body, and you start producing the biochemistry pertaining to that, then you are going to, as I said over the last couple of days, create a behavior with food and everything else. So your mindset has to be absolutely, critical if you are to overcome and achieve your goal. So whatever you want to achieve in life, you have to project that. And what you're seeing right now in your life, your image of yourself, your situation, your future, all of that is actually feeding straight into your future. So if you were to project 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, what type of person you want to be, how successful you want to be, whether it be in sport, whether it be in business, in relationship, in education, what it is that you want to achieve. If you project that, and whatever it is that you're projecting, you can arrive at that point. The whole idea is we've got to feed our destiny. What is your destiny? Have you decided what your destiny should be? And how are you going to feed that? If you get up every day and you're thinking negative and you think, well, nothing is going to work out and it's the same old, and the same feelings and the same sort of behavior, well then, it's the same world. Your physical pain, your physical suffering, your physical body is reflecting your programming. And our programming that we feed every day into our system, or that we program every day into our system, is a program that, it's often created from a very young age because we are conditioned. And when we're conditioned in a certain way, and that creates our mindset, then that mindset becomes our program. That program then becomes who we are. Karen Ward, lovely to see you on. So that program becomes who we are. So when we think about when we think about placebo, for example, we're looking at science today, and we're thinking about that our mindsets has a direct effect on our physiology. We hear people talking about epigenetics and all this stuff, and this is kind of an area of science that is complex to people. But I want you to think about, for multinational drug companies to have a drug license into the market, they have to rule out the placebo. But what does that mean? They have to take away your mindset. your influence on your own situation. So if they have 100 people who have depression and they give 50 of them a drug and 50 of them a sugar lump, the results are the same. Now think about that, folks. The results are the exact same whether you take the antidepressant or whether you take the sugar pill, the sugar lump. So what is that telling us? That is telling us scientifically, science fact, that what you are thinking, what you're expecting, what you're believing is actually creating your physiology. And if you're thinking sickness on a day-to-day basis, okay, if you're thinking you can't get better, if you're thinking about your pain on a day-to-day basis, or your failure, all of these things, if you're thinking about that and perceiving that, I mean, yes, you can change your diet, and of course it will help. As I said to you yesterday, it is a fundamental part. But if your mindset and your emotions and your thinking, we can think ourselves into a state of sickness. We can perceive and think and believe a state of illness, a state of health. We can influence our own situation. You have to begin to understand the power of your own thoughts and your own feeling and your own beliefs. It is not just this concept of mind over matter. It is this concept about how your mindset influences your matter, influences your body. And that all of the evidence is now showing that people who go into visualization, and we teach people all of this, that's why I put that little bit of visualization clip on the Transform Your Stress to Vitality clip on michaelodari.com website. That's why I put that on, because I want to teach you how to visualize. You know, can you see, energy flowing through your body, that energy flowing right down through every cell, cleaning out your blood, cleaning out your organs. The evidence, the scientific evidence is now showing that there's a direct link relationship and response to your thinking and your behavior around what it is that is going on in your body and in your life. So when you start thinking, right now, if I'm here thinking and my body is strong and I'm visualizing this powerful divine energy flowing through my body, I'm aware of my lungs breathing perfectly healthy, and my liver is doing its job, and my digestive system is functioning normally, and my heart is pumping blood, and I'm aware that my muscles are stabilizing me now, and my eyes are seeing, and I'm consciously aware that there's this life flowing through me, and that I'm influencing this life through what it is I think and feel and believe. If I create that, then I know, and science is now showing us the direct link between that behavior, that thought process, that feeling, and the change in physiology in your body, not just in your physiology, but in actual fact, your genetic code changes. That the actual gene expression in our body changes, that we actually can change our DNA, that we're not a slave to our heredity, that we're not a slave to our genetic makeup. And we have to get away from this idea that, people come into me and say, oh, well, I have a heart condition because my mother and father had it, or I'm a diabetic because my mother and father had it. That is not the case at all, because that was the old medical paradigm. The modern perspective based on, quantum physics, non-local physics, epigenetics, this area of physics is actually seeing clearly the direct effect that your thoughts are having in your body right now. So why would you think negative? Why would you feel negative? No matter what's going on in your body, and I get it if you have some issues, if you have digestive issues or cancers or depression, I get that. But okay, do we feed the illness or do we feed health? When I see people every day in my clinic, I say, I'm not interested in your illness. I am interested in what's causing your illness. I'm interested in why your illness is maintaining itself within your body, because it's a live living organism. What is feeding it? Illness is a live living organism. We need to feed it. We feed it with our mindset, our perception, our emotions, our environment, our food. Everything we do feeds our body. So your physical body right now is an actual expression of what it is that you are programming with every day based on your thought, your feeling, and your perception. This concept that I'm developing at the moment around the ripple mind, we all have what I call a ripple mind. And it's the ripple mindset, that vibration. So if you can imagine a pebble, you drop it into a bucket of water. You see the ripples, you see the rings, the ripples, the way it ripples out. Every time you have a thought, a feeling, or a mood shift, as Professor Candace Pert said, every time you have a thought, a feeling, or a mood shift, that is not just happening above your head. It is happening simultaneously right throughout your body. When you have that thought, it's like that pebble dropping into the bucket of water. It's rippling right through your system. So you have to take control of those thoughts. You have to take control of those feelings. You have to learn how to do this. And this is what I will talk with you about on Friday night. This is what I want to teach in this family healthcare programming that I've just putting online to help parents, to help families to adapt this strategy. The strategy that gives them control over the mindset, that helps them to deal with their emotions, that works effectively with a good nutritional plan, that looks at their environment. And when we take that approach, we can change everything. And I know there are people out there, and I see them all the time and I meet them all the time and they say, oh, that's gobbledygook, that doesn't work, I don't believe in that stuff. Fine, that's okay. Don't allow yourself to be influenced by negative people. There are people out there who all the time want to pull you down. There's very few people out there who want to lift you up. You know, everybody who contacts you every day or calls you or speaks to you, it's all about a sad story, a negative story. People out there want to pull people down. This is what I don't like about society sometimes. We need to be able to lift people up. And I'm saying to you right now, irrespective of what anybody says to you, you are a powerful individual being. If you create the right thought process, if you create that right ripple mind program, that ripple mind perspective of yourself, that ripple of thought and feeling, if you can just say to yourself, for example, I don't need to be ill. I don't need to experience pain. I have the ability to be healthy. I am going to work with my nutrition. I am going to do a little bit of exercise. Although I feel the way I feel, fatigued and all of that now, but I can overcome that. I will overcome that. And I will make the changes and embrace change in order to make that happen. When you shift from that passive mindset to an active, proactive, focused approach and engage your mind and the power of your own mind and its direct influence in your body, you will shape your future and arrive at the destiny that you can arrive at. Absolutely. There is no doubt about that. And what I'd like you to do is to share this. Give people this knowledge. Share this information that I am giving you, with your friends. Empower the people around you. Your children, your husband, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your co-workers. Every day you're meeting people who are struggling. If we change the mindset, if we get people to believe that they have power to change their own life, it's not all about the money. It's about contentment. How are we content every day? I see that a lot of the times in modern society, it's a very unhappy, frustrated society that's locked in this vortex that I talked to you about. We call democracy, that controls us financially and every other way. We need to try and break out of that. But if we can't break out of it, at the very least, we've got to be able to enjoy good health and life. So therefore, the points I'm making to you very clearly is this, and I want to thank everybody for joining. Lovely to see you, Kathleen, April, Drew, great to see you on. Thank you. You did some great work for me one time in the States, and I hope all is going well with your new magazine. So thank you all for coming online. And as I said to you, what I'm talking about is that power of your own mind, okay? That you have the ability right now, okay? If you are thinking negatively, if you're projecting a future negatively for yourself, whether it be work, your health, your education, your relationships, your family, remember, you are feeding directly into your own demise. Stop it right now. Make up your own mind. Decide for yourself the future you want. And what will happen is when you make that decision and make that shift, a lot of the negative people will just get out of your life. And suddenly you will start attracting into your life those who are going to be necessary to enable you to achieve what you want to achieve. I have found this in my own life. When I started off, I grew up in a family of 12, we saw days when we often didn't have things to eat. That was okay. I saw my mother and father rear us, with literally nothing. And the thing about it is this, I always believed, well, if they could rear so many kids with nothing, well, then surely to God, I can do something and influence my own life. And we must tap into that inner resource. Nobody's going to give us things. We are going to have to work for it. Nobody's going to give you your health. It doesn't come in a capsule or bottle. You have got to work for it, not expect it. And the great thing is, you know, accept your own value. You must value yourself as a human being. You know, that you're not just this sort of creature that's just there waiting for things to happen. Create the things. You are a creator. You are right now are creating a physiology. You know, you're creating the biochemistry based on what it is that you are thinking and feeling and perceiving right now. And before you go to bed tonight, excuse me, or before you sleep tonight, imagine in your own mind, just visualize this river of energy flowing through your body, and imagine it washing all that stress, and seeing yourself getting up tomorrow morning and refreshed. And even if you don't, keep seeing it anyway. And you know what? Tomorrow can turn out a better day. And suddenly you might meet somebody in your life that says something to you that's very positive. You might meet people that are going to be necessary and helpful to get over that next hurdle in your life. Everybody is challenged. This world will challenge you. It will beat you to your knees. But it's attitude and, you know, your mindset and all of this that is going to make a difference. All of this is going to make a difference. So your mental state must be very strong. You must be able to transform those emotions. You must be able to disconnect from that negativity. It's very easy to allow yourself to, oh, poor me, and I have all these problems, and I'm not successful in life, and go into that mindset. Well, you might as well open up the hole and throw yourself into it now. You're in this life to live it. You can make the changes. You can take responsibility. You can create a focus and a destiny. You can feed that destiny by shifting your mindset, by dealing with those emotions, supporting it with nutrition, bringing the people around you. Because let me tell you, we can do nothing in this life alone, including myself. We all need help. Okay? Every one of us, we need help to get to our goal. So I hope I didn't rant on too much there. As I said to you, I promised you on Sunday I was going to talk over the next few days around, you know, the health, children's health, family health, you know, our mindset, our emotions, all of that kind of thing. And tomorrow evening, I'll be talking to you again about some other areas of health around the same time. And on Friday evening, as I said, at 8:30, I'm going to talk with you about this new program that I want to make available to families so that they can work within their own home. And I want to give you an opportunity to ask questions. Some people have already sent in questions, private messaged me some questions, Facebook or whatever. Ask me the questions and I will tell you. But remember, tonight, I want you to start thinking about this. Start realizing that your mindset is directly affecting your physiology. Your emotional state is creating your biochemistry. Don't allow people to sabotage your life. It is time that you started taking control of your own life. Remember, depression comes from the past. Anxiety comes from the future. Contentment comes from the moment. Okay, we get depressed because of our experiences of the past. We become anxious because of our fears and worries of the future and what they might hold. Right now, in this moment, that's where you find contentment and you can create your own future. If you take control, create your own future, no matter what the circumstances are, you can change it. If you can do that, you eliminate your anxiety. So like this beautiful ship, this is what you are like, this body. Imagine you have this beautiful ship. It's anchored at a shore, okay? And you're wondering, sitting there thinking, as captain of this ship, I wonder what is out there. I wonder what is beyond the horizon when we look out onto the sea. The only way you will know is when you will pull up that anchor, when you will set sail, and when you'll start discovering and exploring who you truly are. So look at folks. I'm not just talking to you nice words. I see it in my clinic with those people who take on this approach, the way their lives change. Okay, as I said, some of it you can see on michaelodire.com. So I want to thank everybody for joining. Etna Dial again, Jude Lillis, lovely to see you on from the UK. And lots of others who have joined, as I said this evening. Please, please, please share it. We need to inspire people, encourage people, motivate people. And I think if we do that, we can really, really help to change people's lives, folks. I'm looking forward to talking to you again tomorrow evening. I'm looking forward to Friday evening and supporting you ongoing in some way to help to improve your quality of life. So folks, thank you for joining me. Share this. michaelodire.com is my website. You can get lots of more information on there. And as I said to you, you can sign up for that 3-video program to help you to transform your stress into vitality. So looking forward to chatting to you tomorrow evening. And as I said, any questions regarding any health issues, tell your friends, come on Facebook. And Samantha Cooper, lovely to see you on. Come on Facebook and give them to me. And to the best of my ability, I will answer them for you. And as I said to you, medicine has a role to play. as well. Okay, everybody, I believe that the future in healthcare, in education, in anything is creating an all-encompassing, multifaceted system that gives people, power over their own lives. That's the way I feel we need to go. A multidisciplined approach, to inspire and encourage people to be healthy, to be successful, not to be sick, sad, and depressed. Okay, folks, have a lovely evening, and thank you very much again for joining me. I really, really appreciate your time. Bye-bye.